guys. Yeah, I already knew this guy was. I already knew this guy was a hypocrite. I knew that he was hiding a lot of things. Anybody who knows people like him knows that.
He talks about it too much.
But Jesus Christ, this guy's a monster, man. A big birthday gift for me, because my birthday's next month. Mm-hmm. A big birthday gift for me is if you came out to see the 1 year anniversary of me doing sit down comedy at the Broadway Comedy Club. Going to be back in the Red Room September 27th. Oz will join me later as we just sit down and just lollygag with the audience. And then we're going to have all of you up for open mic. And that show, again, is going to be 9 p.m. at the Broadway Comedy Club. That's a Friday. Get your tickets now by going over to BroadwayComedyClub.com. We need a cleansing. This has been a terrible week for Black Villainy boys, starting with your man, the diddler out there raping popsicles. Mark Murders made that image. I don't understand the popsicles, but hey, I like the diddler right there.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll go with it. I'm sure we're gonna find a room full of dildo popsicles or something.
Yeah, he probably knows something we don't know.
Yeah, Mark Murders, he was at those freak offs. He knows something we don't know.
I mean, if anybody's going to be at a freak off, it'd be Mark Murders.
Mark Murders is a freak off.
A walking, talking freak off.
He is. He really is. But people, we got a couple of guys to talk about, a couple of men here for Freaks of the Week. And of course, something new is going on with your boy Diddy over here. Martin asked me, have you heard about Diddy lately? I was like, oh, you don't know? I'm like, come on, man. Every day is something going on. Every day is a Diddy day. These days. It just don't stop with this guy.
No.
He really is the diddler. He really is a villain. Okay, so you asked what's going on with Diddy.
Yeah. I asked if it's
Sean
anything
Puppy
new.
Combs. Sean Combs, as Diddy's his new name.
No, I thought his newest name was Slick, right?
Oh, Slick Diddy. Like I said, man, when the FBI raided him, I was probably one slipping the hell all over. Fuck. Fall all over the floor and shit. But brace yourself for this. Now, you might have heard this. I died it because you would have texted me like, what the f***? But what's going on with Diddy, the latest chapter with this Freak of the Week? Brace yourself now. Right. I know you know this.
Maybe I do.
This week, the FBI found, and I'll put it right now, I'm still waiting for somebody to tell me that this is not true. But it's a shame that I kind of think it is. Mm-hmm. But this week, it has been reported in some places that the FBI found 700.
I thought 5.
700. It don't stop the 700 and 84 dildos.
Wow.
In his home.
That's kind of a lot, huh?
Just a little bit. It's a little excessive. A lot. Man, let me tell you something. The biggest sex store out there, Dildos Are Us, don't have 784 dildos in their warehouse. Okay?
Yeah, why would he have 7? I mean, I capped mine off at 100, but 700. Jeez.
784. You can go to the biggest mega sex superstore and they'll be like, we don't have that many dildos. We barely got 50 in the back room. They be like 700?
Come on, Corey. He's a collector.
You got that right.
He's a collector and a millionaire. What else was going to happen?
This is my Spider-Man dildo right here. This is my Jackson 5 dildo.
And right here's my Funko Pop collection.
Yeah, I had 700 Funko Pops too. You don't see that in the news.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know what he did with those and what he did to those.
God, imagine the smell of that fucking room.
You see how biased they are?
This mother collects dildos like Pokemon. Uh-huh. That's not even that many Pokemon, I don't think. Maybe he fights the dildos. I don't know. They sit around throwing dildos at each other.
Well, are these brand new or are they used?
Oh, well, I'm pretty sure that well, at some point they're used.
Yeah. I'm just wondering, like,
It's got walls of them still in the package.
well, just like all the ones that have been used at all the different freak offs, and he has them cataloged by year and month.
Out there doing sword fights and shit. Like Jedis. Dildo Jedis.
Yeah, this one from the very first freak off.
784. I guess you can go to the largest store. They don't have 784 dildos. Just like Super Walmart don't carry 1,000 bottles
Right, of baby oil.
of baby oil. They raided this mansion. I'm looking at it right now. Shit, I'm wondering which room has the 800 butt plugs. You know,
Is that water in that pool or baby oil?
right.
Because apparently that was the thing, right? He likes to take baths in baby oil. That's what he claimed, which is fucking weird.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that's baby oil. Let's just go with that.
Big puddle of baby oil.
I'll tell you what, though, it explains why he had the 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
Right.
Had to lube up all those dildos, man. It all makes sense now. Ah, okay. And when you put it that way, all right. Yeah. Listen, I'm not a high morally superior person.
Not at all.
Not at all. Especially when it comes to sex. I don't judge the sex lives of people. You know, as long as it's consensual and cool. When it's not consensual, that's when we got a problem.
Oh, why you got to put restrictions on it?
Well, Martin, let me just say
Thought
this.
you open-minded.
Are you kink shaming?
I am open-minded. It's not that you had 784 dildos. It's what you did with them. You could have 1 million dildos if you got room for them. I don't care. Now, if you're using that shit wrong, people
who don't want it.
Yeah, if somebody else there would have got a dildo on their ass and don't know it, you know, then yeah, that's wrong.
Making forts with dicks.
I didn't agree to that. Yeah, you walked in the door, didn't you?
Yeah.
What'd you think was going to happen?
Shit,
Not this.
And listen, I still don't know. You know, I don't know what those dildos were. You know, maybe those dildos had googly eyes on them. They were things he played with. I don't.
Maybe it was like that bar. You know the way they had those mugs hung up for everyone. It's like everyone had their own dildo.
Yeah, I'm number 85.
You could use a different one every day for 2 years and not repeat.
When you put it that way, that actually sounds kind of cool. You can go for years without using the same dildo twice. Man, they had dildos like people got a damn car collection.
This one's in the shape of a car.
Yeah, you could just collect cars like every other millionaire asshole.
God damn, sitting up here with all these dildos, got to catch them all. Get the fuck. I'm a dildo Pokemon master.
Dildo diddler.
I'll be damned, man. This is crazy.
That's where the name Diddy came from.
Exactly. That's what I said. It's a very either unfortunate or very fitting name.
Because at the time he changed his name to Diddy, you're like, oh, what's that about?
Yeah.
Well, ta-da.
Some people said, no, Diddy like music. Wow, little do they know how wrong they were. Oh, people. Great way of putting this. Somebody in the chat, Zach Dow says, yet they only found 3 AR-15s. But
They only found 3.
They only found 3.
Okay.
They only found 3, but they found 1,000 bottles of baby oil and 784 dildos, y'all.
Did they say how much ammunition they found?
I think he was using the dildos as ammunition. Putting them in the That's why he had so many. Yeah, that's what this dude said. I think that's what I read too.
I mean, I guess if you have a room full of sex slaves, all you need is 3 high-powered rifles to make everybody do what you want.
Yeah, they're in a cage already or some shit, right?
Who wants to be a hero?
So this is why I said at the beginning, I said, I don't know if this is true. I'm praying that it's not. Because it's only on social media. No news reports are doing it. You don't see it. CNN ain't saying it.
Okay. There might be some things CNN is like, yeah, we just can't put that out there.
Yeah, this might just be, like I said, this might be bullshit, but I think it's a shame that all of us are like, yeah, that could happen.
What does the world come to?
Yeah. So I don't know if that's true or not, but hey, who knows? Who knows with this guy? So we're just gonna scratch that off as rumor right now. But one thing that is very much real is this asshole right here. People, this is This is Mark Robinson. As I said, this is another reason why I'm not a high morally superior person, because I don't want to be like this nasty right here.
Don't forget stupid.
Yeah, no, definitely. In a week when we thought that no one could shock more than Diddy, this big kingpin looking mother came up. He said, "Hold my dildo." I got you. I'm gonna out freak Diddy to a certain extent. Before we learned all the salacious things about this man and his words, the salacious media is coming after me. It was his moral superiority that got me. Because this man right here, he's one of the biggest asshole hypocrites out there. I always, here's the thing. If you're always telling people what they shouldn't do, you probably doing worse.
Sure.
You black and constantly criticizing black folks, especially on things that, black folks legitimately should be doing. You probably hate being black.
Mm-hmm.
You say you hate the gays, you want some dick. I've always said that. And this man is all of it right here. This guy right here, it's funny because, with him and other people, that's why I knew this man. I knew this man was a hypocrite, because truly happy people don't other people.
Right.
You leave people alone. Either that or you're a self-serving grifter. He's both.
Yeah.
This guy right here, boy, if y'all haven't heard, we just we're doing a wrap up of this guy because it happened a couple of days ago. I was just waiting on this today to talk about this just in case, like with Diddy, some other things came out. Because he's crazy enough to where you could. I don't think we've heard the last of Mark Robinson.
And we've heard too much already.
Yeah. He really does look like the black kingpin, except more stupid, as you said. I mean, when I say stupid, I'm serious, man. We'll get to that in a little bit. But in addition to doing and saying some of the dumbest things, he's one of the most hateful people out there. And I hate that because, if anybody should understand the struggle, it's somebody who's black.
Yeah, well.
But your big ass Uncle Tom looking ass.
Not when you sucking that Trump dick.
No, that's true. Trump labeled him, just to let you know how messed up this is, Trump labeled him he's Martin Luther King on steroids.
Okay.
And you're left with Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah, more like butter.
Yeah. And those steroids is mine.
Steroids aren't good.
No, steroids. This is Martin Luther King on steroids if he was roid raging.
Right.
If he was losing his mind. I'll take that. If Martin Luther King was hulking out in the most racist, hateful, and the anti-gay, most anti-homophobic way possible, this man is stupid, man. There's websites dedicated to some of the worst things that this man has said. There's this website right here, The Real Mark Robinson.
It's y'all's Bible. And yes, that includes the daddy. That abortion is a scourge that needs to be run out of this land.
By the way, this man, his wife had an abortion.
Oh.
And it was, no surprise.
Yeah, no surprise.
Mark Robinson says wife had an abortion in new ad in North Carolina governor's race because he knew people going to find out about it. So, yeah, this guy, complete hypocrite, as I said.
Homosexuality, any of that filth. And yes, I called it filth. Sent David, not DeVita, David.
So this man right here, and also here's another one. He called for some people need to be killed.
Oh, that's right. He was the guy.
I got them AR-15s in case the government gets too big for his britches.
Yeah, I didn't have the clip in there, but he said some people need to be killed. There's also that whole thing about homosexuality. I'll tell y'all something about him in a little bit.
Uh-oh.
I got the quotes pulled up here, by the way.
No, I probably do too. But this man, talk about that a little bit, because his hypocrisy is it's unbound, man.
It's a classic situation of someone doing shit like this.
He's the kind of guy that, I have fantasies about just standing in front of him and saying, "You are full of shit." Mm-hmm. I dare you to say something about it. Really back it up. Back yourself up. Tell me you're not. You know, this guy right here, he talks so much shit and just, you know, and always trying to act like he bucking up to somebody. This guy's a coward.
Yeah.
I can tell you that right now. There's a whole list of things this man has said. Transgender women should defecate in public. This is from The Advocate. They just put up all this kind of stuff.
Should defecate in public.
Yeah, you can read all this stuff. Right? One woman's body is, once a woman is pregnant, it's not her body anymore. We just heard that.
Yeah.
Transgender is homosexual. I mean, homosexuality is filth. Calling LGBTQ people maggots and flies. Oh, I love this one. You know, all y'all who love Black Panther so much, you better wise up. Black Panther was made by agnostic Jews and satanic Marxists out there. You didn't know, did you?
No.
No, you better
Change
wake
the
up.
way I look at it.
Wake up. Wake up.
Not at all.
Here's something else you didn't know. Michelle Obama is secretly a transgender woman.
Oh, okay.
I believe it. He said it. Why not? The filth that she is. Black Democrats are slaves. Homosexuality will lead to society's collapse.
War is peace.
Response to the Pulse massacre. Homosexuality is still an abominable sin, and I will not join in celebrating gay pride. Nor will I fly that flag. I don't want you to.
Yeah, nobody asked.
Jewish bankers are a horseman of the apocalypse.
Oh boy, he's still doing that one. That old chestnut.
Oh, here's a classic right here. This is actually one of his. This is actually one of his least harmful ones up here. The moon landing was fake.
Oh, really?
You know, that's, well, you know, out of all the shit he said, I'll take that one. That one's kind of sweet compared to everything else he said. Beyonce's music has a satanic message. Well, you know, you play it backwards. Don't have sex unless you're making a baby. Some folks need killing. That's the one I was talking about right there.
Yeah.
So he could get away with calling homosexual people a certain slur. He said, I was watching the Olympics and I see all these British cigarettes running around.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, so, you
Clever.
know, yeah, this guy's insane, y'all. He's there. I pride myself on saying nothing surprises me. You hear me say it all the time.
Dude, these days you can't do that.
Yeah. Because I wasn't prepared for the freak show that was coming up with this dude.
This guy blew me away with some of the crazy, stupid shit he was saying.
When I discovered what he wrote, because he writes some of the most insane shit, and he did it on a porn site.
Mm-hmm.
The one called Nude Africa.
Nude Africa.
Is that? Didn't they ban him?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, that was one of the sites he was writing shit on. I think it was the one where he's posting as Black Nazi, where they banned him.
Yeah, there it is right there. He goes by Mini Soldier and he says, I'm a Black Nazi. People, he said a lot of crazy things on there, and you get mad at the stuff with this. If you haven't heard the story already and you're hearing this for the first time, you're probably getting a little angry hearing this. That shit is tame compared to some of the other stuff he said. And I'm talking about, he goes off the deep end with this stuff. Like the Black Nazi thing, oh, people, that's just the beginning. Here's more. His comments on slavery. Slavery is not bad. Some people need to be slaves. I wish they would bring slavery back. Hey, you know what? He says, I would buy a few.
Buy a few, be one.
Yeah.
Go volunteer. I guarantee there's somebody in Georgia who will accept you as a slave.
Brother, let me tell you.
Mississippi for sure.
Let me tell you something. Yeah, exactly. This is why this guy is an idiot. If they brought slavery back, your ass would be one.
Uh-huh.
They would put a ring in your nose and have you drawing a cart like a goddamn ox.
He's like, no, I'd be a house. No, you wouldn't.
No,
you would not.
You'd be a farm animal.
Yeah.
You'd be out there pulling a damn wagon.
Pulling a plow.
Pulling a plow like a damn cow or a bull or some odd ox.
Or ox, yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking idiot. I'm gonna be the exception though. They gonna let me buy a few. Master loved me. I was a good ox. Goddamn John Henry looking at. Here's more. He preferred the former leader of Nazi Germany, Adolf Hitler, over the leadership of Barack Obama. I'd take Hitler over any of the shit that's in Washington right now. Here's said Nude Africa. More comments on Nude Africa right here. He often frequently contained derogatory and racial slurs directed at Black, Jewish, and Muslim people. Here's the one I like, Martin Luther King. He called him a commie bastard, worse than a maggot, a whole phony, a huckster. And then that thread, he accused him of being in the KKK. And he also called him, here it is. He said, I'm not in the KKK. They don't let blacks join. If I was in the KKK, I would have called him Martin Lucifer. Okay, so here's what we get into. Here's what we get into the just the downright dirty stuff. Like the stuff that I read, had to take a shower when I was done with this.
Now, reading this stuff off is not gonna get us banned on Twitch.
Oh, I ain't reading this shit.
Oh, okay.
I'm never reading that again. Man, listen, I'm not uttering those words alone ever again. I ain't saying that shit again. I'm sorry, I've seen it. The stuff that he wrote. Did you see all this stuff that he wrote?
No.
It's funny because the safest stuff that I can read is equally disturbing, if not more disturbing. But it's the safest stuff that I can actually say aloud right here.
Well, I mean, CNN said it, so I feel like.
Well, you didn't see. Oh, no, you didn't see the Nude Africa stuff that was out there.
I did, yeah.
Don't you read that shit.
Okay.
Don't you say that shit.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe we're looking at
You're
different
talking
things.
about the shower?
Okay, that is the stuff I'm talking about you can read.
Yeah.
He says, this is what I'm talking about. This man's supposed to be talking about families. He's talking about how bad the Democrats are and how bad the gays are because they're immoral people, they're dirty people, they're filthy people. Meanwhile, this man admits, it's his words, admits to be his words. I'm a perv. And that's not just being nasty. Listen, I ain't got no judgment against pervs. Pervs just mean you like to do shit that a lot of people don't do. You know, it's just outside the norm. That's just called being free. You know, no, he's a criminal.
And a creep.
He's a creepy criminal.
Yeah.
That's not mince words.
Yeah. He talks about looking at women in the shower. I came to a spot that was a dead end, but had two big vent covers over it. It just so happened it overlooked the showers. I sat there for about an hour and watched as several girls came in and showered. He wrote that on Nude Africa right there. He says here, I went peeping again the next morning. Ooh, it was so good. But after that, I went back the ladder. That's the way he wrote it. I went back the ladder, was locked. So those 2 times were the only times I got to do it. The memories.
That's my
Those are his
favorite
words.
part. Memories.
Memories.
Sick.
Out the corner of my eyes. Them creepy ass memories. In other comments on Nude Africa, now here comes the big hypocritical part, which, again, I'm not so surprised at this. I like watching tranny on girl porn.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Yes. That's hot. It takes the man out while leaving the man in. And oh, yeah, just in case you didn't know, I'm a perv, too. Now, the stuff that you ain't seeing, Julian, I cannot read this stuff. I don't even like thinking about it. It's like, it takes me back to Vince McMahon.
Oh.
And except worse, the stuff that this man writes about his sex acts and the fluids, the bodily fluids and what he would do with them and the multiple uses he would have with them. It is slimy. I had to cleanse, physically cleanse when it was done. I felt the words were still on me. Just nasty. I felt slimy. You read it and you see you think I'm exaggerating?
Yeah, I do.
I cannot. It's the kind of shit you read and people, I'll say it myself. I can probably be pervy. I got a sexual open mind, and I sit back and I question myself often. I sit back and think, like, is this right? After reading the shit he wrote, I'm like, you know what? I'm A-okay. I'm just fine. After reading what Diddy did, I'm fine.
Okay.
I ain't doing nothing to nobody. I'm normal. You should read it, man. I say that because you shouldn't read it, but you say it because you think I'm exaggerating. Mm-hmm. If you ever read it, you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. It is horrible.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. It really is. It's just nasty. I mean, you look at him, and you know,
Does it involve fecal matter?
in a way, well, no, it involves something the opposite, but he does. You just have to read it.
Is he a fan of golden showers?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's all about that jalapeno lemonade, huh?
Yeah, and he describes certain parts of the body that would be fecal in certain nasty as well. Oh my God, this guy's. Yeah, I already knew this guy was. I already knew this guy was a hypocrite. I knew that he was hiding a lot of things. Anybody who knows people like him knows that.
He talks about it too much.
But Jesus Christ, this guy's a monster, man. And of course, you know, he comes out and he's like, "Oh, I didn't say none of that stuff.
All right, I got hacked."
I got hacked.
Yeah. The first thing people say.
That's my opponent is at it again. You can do anything on the internet today with AI. You know, people, I'm Mark Robinson. You know my character. You know I didn't say none of that stuff. Keep the good fight going.
Now, let me reassure you, the things that you will see in that story, those are not the words of Mark.
So since we can't hear it in here, I'm going to stop it right there. I don't know where it stopped on y'all, but you heard what I said. He's saying it. He's like, hey, listen, y'all know me. Y'all know my character. You know I didn't say those things. Really? First of all, let me tell you something, man. We all know he's full of shit. You know, it's one thing to be just a nasty ass hypocrite like he is. It's another to be stupid. And this man, you know, there's stuff out there to prove that he did it. Now, before we even get into that stuff, I'm gonna tell you, you know, of course he said all that stuff. I'm gonna tell you why. Because, you know, even if you were somebody that was trying to frame him or somebody that was trying to smear him, you wouldn't write shit down.
Right.
You wouldn't think of any of this weird shit.
You would not. If you were a decent person, you would get to a certain point and be like, you know what, that's good enough. And I feel dirty already. You would never take it that far. This nasty shit. It takes. You know, it really takes a certain level of creativity the way he wrote stuff out there. I mean, it would almost be prose if it wasn't so nasty and disturbing what he wrote. Nobody would go that far with it. They couldn't. The other thing is, the reason why I know he wrote it is because his opponent is a white dude. His opponent's name is Josh Stein, I believe. But that's a white dude right there. If you read what Mark Robinson wrote, a black guy wrote that. You could tell. You could just tell. Because they write like the way a black dude would write. He wouldn't be able to write that. I can tell you right, because I've seen people who try to say that they lie, talk about a black person said this and a black person said that. One dude who's an old dude. Yeah, that black person called me a jive turkey. Ain't nobody saying jive turkey today, man. I think you might even heard of this, but like ain't nobody saying that shit, so you lying. So I know that this man would have wrote stuff like that if he tried to like talk like a black person. Mark Robinson, I'll say one word that he used, and I said, nah, a black person would write that. I'm not gonna say how it's used. I'll just say he used the term dookie shoot. Oh, okay. Yeah, yes. I said dookie shoot is a black thing.
That's it, is a black thing.
Yeah, right? Yeah. This man, if you said dookie shoot to him, he'd be like, what is that?
Is that a gun?
I got a little black boy on my staff. I'll ask him about it.
Dookie shoot, is that the latest rapper out there? Right.
Dookie shoot, aka little shit. What's good?
Yeah. So you do a drive-by on a dude who's sitting on the toilet.
People know. You know this man ain't saying no dookie shit right. Come on. But here's the real proof that he wrote this. Like I say, it's one thing to be a perverted hypocrite, but it's another to be just plain stupid. All right? Because this idiot, when he was on Nude Africa, this fool, he was using the same username everywhere.
Oh.
Mini Soldier. He was using that on Facebook, YouTube.
And
Discus.
The big one was Ashley Madison.
Was he?
Okay, he is. He's a moron.
He used his regular email on Ashley Madison. That's what Politico's article said. That's what gave him away.
And there were comparisons up where he didn't even try to change his bio. He put when he was born, how long he was married.
Filling out his profile on porn sites.
Yeah, he filled out the same profile over there. He was using some of the same. He was using some of the same terms that he used everywhere. Like right here, he used frog's fat ass. He used that on, and with him, he's probably getting off on a frog's fat ass. He used that on nude Africa as well as everywhere else. I don't give a frog's fat ass where that vid came from, referring to some nasty thing. Over here, he's talking politics. Entertainment. I really don't give a frog's fat behind who Serena Williams is. So he cleaned it up for the mainstream right there. People, it's so bad that and a lot of people know he's full of it, man. Because I believe today, 4 senior campaign officials, they stepped down.
Oh. Okay,
Yeah.
well then that's serious.
Yeah, and we ain't getting involved in this. You know,
Yeah, because they're probably like, we don't know how to dig out of this hole.
yeah.
Just met up with him, frog ass. What's wrong with you?
And to let y'all know that this is not just he's a extremely right-wing guy, and I find extremely right-wing conservatives to be more judgmental than any other person out there. So yeah, there's a political bias here. So y'all can't even call me on that. Yeah, it's there.
Sure.
But to let you know that I'm not making this strictly politically biased. This is against politicians who are this stupid no matter what party they're in. I remember Anthony
Weiner.
Anthony Weiner.
Yeah.
This guy.
Yeah. I remember we went to a movie about him. I told Martin, I said, man, he ain't done yet. This is a guy who was it's almost like he was a supervillain who had to live up to his name because he had this thing with exposing himself.
Yeah.
He's a Democrat, by the way.
Oh, yeah, Democrat. He was a super Democrat. He was a great politician. And he just could not stop showing his dick. He just couldn't stay off the goddamn internet. The internet was this new toy that had him seduced and he just couldn't stay away from it.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, man, you got a family. Your wife is gorgeous and she's just as high up on the chain as you are. Yeah, but...
He was compulsive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Compulsive, yeah.
Yeah. You know, these politicians, entertainers, a lot of people, they're compulsive and then they get to a position where they get adoration, their egos get big and they just don't think straight. Mm-hmm. They become sick in a way.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. I don't even understand. I've never understood. If you're a freak, be a freak. Live your happy freak life. Why would you want to get into politics? Knowing the things
because it gives you access to more stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
But it also exposes you more.
Well, you just gotta have people around who'll watch your back and be careful, but you can't get sloppy. But you get handlers, you get people who you get fixers, you get people who will watch out for you, who on that hand will facilitate you getting your freak on.
I guess so. Listen, people. I know my freaky ass could never enter politics.
Oh.
And by the way, I would never want to.
Well, the more we get guys like Mark Robinson, that might become the norm so that you won't seem so bad.
And people, I can tell you right now, I'll say this for either party. Even for Republicans, y'all would be a way better candidate than he would. Mm-hmm. And I'm a freak like a mother. Mm-hmm. But I look at this and I'm like, man, I would want to live my life. I would not want to have that scrutiny on me.
Right.
I don't want nobody digging up my past, judging me for things that I shouldn't feel guilty about. Mm-hmm. I mean, he should definitely feel guilty about. He needs an ass whooping.
Yeah. Well, you also, if you were a politician, you wouldn't be there trying to dictate how people live their daily lives.
But my opponents would go out and dig stuff up on me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, they totally would. They'd use whatever they could get.
Yeah.
Corey Coleman, self-proclaimed sex addict.
Yeah.
Well, that's me.
Yeah, you do a press conference like,
Yeah.
well, they said self-proclaimed. I
Yeah.
already told
Hey,
you.
I put it out there. Y'all know. Hey, I told y'all everything. Y'all knew the game before y'all voted for me.
Right. It has nothing to do with my policies, but hey, if that's how you want to vote.
Yeah. Hey, listen. I'll tell people now. You voted for me. I'm not, let me go ahead and just read off some things I did.
Okay, so are we good?
So 11, vacuum cleaner. Yeah, I've done too much freaking things to have people to get into politics. But you know, the other thing about politics is that they put a microscope on you.
Yeah.
And they dig up everything. I don't think a lot of things I did were wrong. They might have been unconventional. A lot of people, you know, they might have been taboo or whatever. You know, I'm not ashamed of it, but I don't want people judging me on that.
Sure.
Another thing, it seems like you can't get into politics unless you are religious. You say
Oh,
God
yeah,
or something. You know, and I can't
Yeah.
do that. Yeah,
Yeah, you got to be religious and you have to like guns to some degree.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I could never. I'm just telling y'all right now. I can never be a politician. But Corey Coleman for president, whenever that comes up, who knows? You know, never say
I
never.
know, never say
you
never.
never say never. Nah, I can never do it. I can never do it.
You might have, you know, some guys approach you like, man, you got the charisma, you got the looks, you have a built-in audience already. I think we can take you all the way.
Yeah, you know what?
Let's start you off with just being the mayor. How about that?
Ooh, don't make me mayor, boy. Because mayors can get away with a lot more shit than
Yeah,
me.
they can.
Yeah. You're going to see me in the bar, the club, everything. I've seen.
I don't mean get away with like that.
Oh, okay.
I mean politically,
Oh, see,
they can get more things done.
See, I'm
in a
already
city.
messing up. See, that's why I can't be mayor,
no,
man.
No, you can't. It's scrap it.
No,
Never mind.
no, I will never be. Well, there you go. Hey, Corey Coleman for mayor. Vote for me. Oh, yeah, I never would want to. I never would. I always thought I'd rather be rich and actually support the things I believe in instead of trying to I don't even know how you get things done being a politician. So, you know, your hands are tied. You have to pay so many favors to people.
Yeah, you got to make, you know, compromises and, you know, agree to some things you don't to get the things you want done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about whose dick are you going to suck today.
Well, see, that's how he got in the
I always like the way that Michael Moore put it. He said if politicians were legitimate when they're doing, you know, when they're speaking, they would look more like NASCAR drivers, you know, where you'd see who is backing them, like logos on them.
I would be for that.
Yeah.
People are idiots. That would make them act even more dumb.
Yeah, I mean, that's Idiocracy again, bringing up that movie.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, man, look, if you made your speeches and you made people laugh and held rallies, I bet you could get in there. It'd be like, man, why are people voting for that idiot? Well, they're doing it.
Martin, stop.
He's like a funny Obama.
Yeah, y'all talking me into it. You
Right?
don't stop.
I mean, you see what Trump does. You could do that easily.
Yeah.
Kind of lightly roast your opponents.
Jesus, Martin, you making it sound more appealing. you making it seem like it's possible, and that's the first mistake.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I can do this. Yeah. No, y'all.
You know, hey, you ever heard this before? I don't know about that other guy, but Corey Coleman seems like a guy I could have a beer with every day.
You know what? Order me a tequila and let's talk. I got to get out the segment before I start my campaign tomorrow.
I'm Corey Coleman, and I approve this message.
Yeah.
There you go.
Run around Austin looking like the Monopoly man. I better stop. I better stop this. Martin's about to get this city in trouble. Well, you made it to the end of the video. That must mean you really like what we do. So if you do, check out these other videos just like this one. Check out our other YouTube channels and subscribe to join our wonderful Toasty community. And as always, stay toasty.